Okay. So welcome everybody. Yeah, I think we're all here for reasons that we never would have thought would bring us here to this platform, but we're here now. So we'll just be in this space together, and we'll just take some time here to just come inward, directing our energy to us, directing our energy to that light in our heart center. So bringing our awareness to the breath, maybe gently closing the eyes if that feels good. Feeling the breath enter the body, maybe through the nose or maybe through the mouth. Just finding your breath here. Maybe inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4. And then exhale for 3, 2, 1. Then another inhale. And exhale. And just continuing with the breath, continuing connecting to the present moment. Let's remind ourselves that there's nowhere we need to go and there's nothing we need to do. Nothing else is calling our attention right now. I'm just going to bring our attention inward. Bringing our energy inward. Maybe even bringing our arms out and just feeling the energy, the ends of our fingertips, and then bringing them back to the lap or maybe the heart center. Just bringing our energy in, feeling the energy settle down through the sits bones, down through any point of contact with the earth. Good, just inhaling deeply, honoring our space, and then exhaling, letting go of anything that we can release. Just continuing with that breath. While we're on the topic of being mindful of our own energy, there's actually a verse in the Yoga Sutras that speaks to that. It's in the second book, verse 30, when it's talking about the yamas. The yamas are virtues, ways that we can, things that we can observe within ourselves. And within those virtues, Patanjali speaks of what we call Brahmacharya. And some people would say that Brahmacharya is related to celibacy, which it definitely can be, because it's speaking of ways in which we can be mindful of our energy. And inside the Yoga Sutras, I love what the author writes when he says, Brahmacharya means to expend our energy on activities that are conducive to the attainment of self-realization. And so if we think of Brahmacharya in that way, I think we can bring that into our space today and into our homes as we become mindful of the ways that we expend our energy. As we continue with our breath, just inviting the wisdom that's right here inside in our heart center to be with us and guide us in the next coming days, that maybe we can bring some awareness to the ways in which we expend our energy. Many of us are at home, choosing to be home. And so our energy, rather than being outside the house, going to this appointment or this appointment, we're here now and we're finding some stillness. Perhaps we're finding stillness. Maybe there's a lot of things that we can do, like clean the junk drawer. That's a feat for many of us. But we can also create some time to bring some awareness to the ways in which we do expend our energy. Is the way that we expend our energy, is that in alignment with our self-realization? We're not judging. We're just observing and shining that light to different areas of our life. So we'll continue to breathe. Your eyes can remain closed if you'd like. I'm going to move my computer. I'm going to pause my video for just a moment. For those of you that have your eyes open, and you might notice that my video goes away. My voice is still here. So cultivating the time and the space today to move some of that energy that might be stagnant, to perhaps bring into this space the ability to release any anxious energy, to release any inertia, get our bodies moving in this safe space here that we have together. Let's take one more deep inhale in. You can exhale, sigh. No one is even around to hear. So if you'd like to maybe scream, you can scream. And now from where you are, maybe gently opening the eyes. Perhaps the gaze is down if you want to feel a little more grounded, or maybe the gaze is lifted towards the sky if you feel you want to bring some more energy into your space. Now from here, let's inhale really deeply, lift our arms up to the sky, and then exhale, float the arms down, bringing that chin to the chest. And inhale, floating the arms up. Exhale, float the arms down. I invite you to bring your arms out into a T. Perhaps the palms are up if you want to bring that energy in, or maybe down if you want to ground just a little bit. And we'll bring our energy, our hands together in front and draw that energy into the heart. Exhale. Inhale, lift the hands up. Exhale, float the hands down. Exhale, bring them together. Inhale to heart center. Let's pause here. Maybe placing the thumbs against the sternum. Softly closing the eyes, feeling the beating of our heart. Where are we directing our energies? How can we invite Brahmacharya into our life, where we're aware of how we expend our energy? And then we'll inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bring that right arm down, and then reach the left arm up and over. Inhale, float it across the sky, over to the floor, and bring the right arm up. Reach for that side wall. Maybe you've got a side window beside you, whatever's over there. Reach for it. And then exhale, float that arm down and reach the opposite arm over. And then inviting you to move at your own breath, just tick-tocking through this movement. Maybe hanging out on one side longer than another, and that's okay. Couple more times. And then bring both hands to the earth. Feel the connection to the earth. Roll the shoulders up and back. Tilt the head back, lifting the eyes to the heavens. And exhale, tilt the chin to the chest. And then let's walk our hands out in front and meet in a tabletop position. Feeling the earth below the hands, maybe on the knees, the tops of the feet, or you can always curl the toes under. And then just moving through some cat-cows. I think we're all familiar with these supportive postures to kind of awaken the spine. But we'll just tuck the stomach, lifting the heart on an inhale. And then when you exhale, press the earth away. You can bend those elbows and then gaze towards the navel, really arching the back. And inhaling, dropping the stomach, lifting the head, creating space between the shoulders, space in the heart, and then exhale, round, press the earth away. Just moving at your own pace. Maybe you don't even move through a cat-cow. Maybe you sway the hips side to side or walk the hands far in front, coming into puppy pose. Anything that's going to honor your body. We're still just kind of waking up today. Couple more breaths wherever you're at. And now let's bring our hands back, maybe underneath the shoulders, and curl our toes under. Let's find downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. We're going to move with our breath here. Maybe you want to take the socks off if they're on. I'm going to take mine off. And then lift the hips up to the sky, maybe making this upside down V shape, whatever feels best for your body. You can maybe bend the knees one at a time, step the feet mat distance apart, maybe if those hamstrings are tight, or bring the feet together. And then let's inhale, roll up to a plank pose. Press the earth away, lift the hips, and exhale. And then exhale, back to downward facing dog. Couple breaths here. Inhaling deeply or inhaling shallowly. And then let's exhale, sit back into the child's pose. Good. And maybe rolling the forehead around on the floor. And then again, just maybe noticing how we expend our energy, not just today, but in our life. And then let's inhale, lift up, bring the shoulders over the hands, exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And then we'll inhale, step the right foot forward, and then the left foot, exhale, fold, Uttanasana. And inhale, reach up for the sky. Maybe the hands reach high. One of the little difficulty here. Here we go. And then exhale, hands come to the side, Tadasana, mountain pose. Feel the feet grounding to the earth. And feel the love of the earth flow through the feet to heart center. Maybe soften the gaze, roll the shoulders back. Mountain pose. And exhale. Let's bring our arms up to the sky. And exhale out like a T. And then bring the hands out in front and then to heart center. And float the hands up to sky. Maybe a slight back bend. And then exhale, folding forward, Uttanasana. Feet back, float the arms up. Maybe the biceps frame the ears, Uttanasana. Then inhale, reach for sky. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, find a flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, step everything back, plank pose. Inhale. And then exhale, let's lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana, or maybe lowering the knees, We'll lift the heart for Urdhva Mukha or Baby Cobra. And then exhale, press back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, let's step our right foot forward, then our left foot fold all the way, Uttanasana. Then inhale, reach up for sky. And then exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Inhale, float the hands up to sky again, maybe a slight back bend, setting the hips forward. Then exhale, swan dive forward, exhale. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. And inhale, back to plank pose. Again, pressing the earth away. We can lower our knees if that feels better, or we can lift the hips for plank. And we can lower down our knees, and then our chest and our chin for Ashtanga. Inhale, Bhujangasana, lifting the heart in the chest, pressing the earth away. Then exhale, curl the toes under, send the hips up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Be here for 5 breaths, really feeling and noticing the breath entering the body and leaving the body, always coming down into child's pose if that feels more supportive. Again, we're really bringing our awareness to how we expend our energy. Good, guys. A couple more breaths. Here we go. And if you're in downward facing dog, lower down to child's pose. And if you're in child's pose, maybe just bring the arms out in front if they were behind, or bring the arms back if they were in front. And now from child's pose, let's bring our arms out in front and then lift the hips, stacking up into our tabletop again. And then we'll inhale, send our right leg back to the wall behind us. And then maybe just bringing the heel up to the ceiling and then down to the floor and then up and then down. And then bringing the right knee back to meet the left. Inhale, send the left leg nice and long. The gaze can be between the hands or maybe towards the front of the mat. And then lift the knee up or the heel up and then down. And then we can lift it up again. Exhale, lower. One more time, lift that left heel up to the sky. Exhale, bring the left knee down. And now on an inhale, maybe we extend the right leg and lift the heel up, or we can lower the leg down. And then if it feels right for us today, extend that left arm out. And now notice our energy flowing out the fingertips, out the heels, and then down into the earth. Parsva Balasana. And let's exhale, bring everything down. Pausing here. And then noticing our energy as we press into the floor, into the earth. And then we'll inhale, notice the energy as we extend the left leg and then extend the right arm for our sunbird pose on the other side. And just feel the energy going in different directions. And exhale, lower. Everything to the earth. Walk the hands out in front. Anatasana, heart melting pose. The hips can stay stacked over the knees if that feels good. Maybe it feels a little better to have the feet back more, but maybe they're stacked over the hips, over the knees. Bring the hands forward, melt the forehead down to the floor, relaxing the shoulders. And inhale, glance up at the hands. Let's lower down the forearms. Bring everything down to the floor, the tops of the thighs, the knees, the shins, tops of the feet. Then stack those elbows underneath the shoulders. And let's beam that heart forward. Sphinx pose. Shalamba Bhujangasana. Maybe energetically pulling the elbows towards the hips towards the elbows. The fingers can be spread far apart, or maybe they're together, maybe the palms are even together. But let's shine the heart forward. Maybe soften the gaze and check in and feel that energy in our heart center. Feel the energy here in this posture. Maybe we don't even want to expend our energy in this posture. We'd rather rest our head in. We're just bringing awareness into ourself and into our space. And now let's exhale, maybe lift the hips, send them up and back, kind of coming into our puppy pose again, but we'll curl our toes under, walk the feet forward, dolphin pose, Ardha Pincha Mayurasana. Maybe we bend the knees a lot, or maybe just a little bit. Maybe we even rest them on the floor, and we're just kind of in a four-armed tabletop. So find what feels best for your body. Find how you want to expend your energy today, and then spend a few breaths there. And now wherever you're at, gently lower down the knees, and then we'll walk our hands onto our fingertips and then back towards our knees, and maybe we'll just sit here in our yogic toe sit, bringing the hands to the thighs, roll the shoulders back. Let's check in with the energy. Inhale. And then exhale, bring the hands to the earth, lift the knees, lifting up onto the balls of the feet. And then we'll inhale and float up to sky, filling ourselves with hope, awareness, and gratitude to be here together today. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart and heels to the floor. Good. Inhale, lift the hands up to sky. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold forward. And now let's inhale, step it back to plank again. And this time, we'll be here for a couple breaths. And then we'll inhale, send our right foot forward. Keep that left hand on the inside of the foot. You can lower down the left knee or keep it lifted. And then we'll send our right arm up to sky. Pravarita Parsva Konasana. One more breath. Exhale, bring that right hand down. Lift that knee if it was lowered. Send the right foot back. Palakasana, plank pose. Exhale, lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Good, guys. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Couple breaths here. Always the option to lower the knees, coming into puppy pose even, or child's pose. Let's inhale. Exhale, step the left foot forward, ground through the ball of the right foot, ground to that left foot, lower down the right knee, or you can keep it lifted. Bring the right hand to the floor on the inside of that left foot, then flip the left hand up for sky. A gentle twist. If that doesn't feel so hot on the shoulder, you can bring the left hand to the left hip, or you can even just keep the left hand on the floor. Again, how do we want to expend our energy? Noticing how it feels to have the hand lifted, or even have it on the hip. We're sending our energy out. Maybe we're drawing it in. Let's bring that hand back down to the floor. Exhale, send the left foot back. And now lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. The heart reaching for the tops of the thighs. And exhale, lower down the knees. Let's sit back, Balasana, child's pose. I hope everybody's breathing. Hope everybody is able to really settle in here. And just notice the energy, maybe even keeping the palms up here, or maybe palms down. Just notice today, how are we expending our energy? Now let's inhale, lift the hips. Maybe they're stacked over the knees now. Putting the hands underneath the shoulders, curl the toes under. Let's lift our knees. Let's hover the knees just a little bit. Let's inhale. Exhale, drawing the belly button just fine. And then exhale, lower. And then let's send our right leg out to the side. Walk the hands towards that left knee, and then bring our arms up to sky. We're coming into our gate pose. It doesn't matter which leg is out to the side. We'll move through one and then the other. We'll inhale, reach for sky. Keep those shoulders out of the ears. Inhale. And exhale, send that hand down the extended leg, and the other hand reaches for sky. Notice how the energy feels in the body. Send the left shoulder back, or whatever hand is lifted. Send that shoulder back, heart forward. And now bring the hand down and just notice the energy in the body. Sweep it up. And then let's exhale, send that hand to the earth. And send the opposite arm up to the sky. Maybe bring that hand to the hip, noticing the energy in the body. And exhale, bring that hand to the sky. If it was on the hip, bring both hands up, reach for the heavens. Then exhale, fold forward. Walk the hands as far out as you'd like. Maybe the left hip stacks over the left knee. And float the heart down to the floor. Pressing into the right foot or whichever foot is grounded. If you have your right foot out or the left. Sinking the heart to the floor. Let's inhale. Exhale, walk both hands back towards the body. And then walking the hands towards that bent knee, we'll come onto the ball of that foot. Plant the hands. Inhale, step the left foot back. Plank pose, Palakasana. Inhale. Now exhale, roll over onto the side of the left foot. Bring that right hand up for sky. You can lower that left knee if you'd like. Coming into that similar pose, or you can reach up, or the right foot in front. Vashisthasana. Exhale, lower down. Back to plank pose. Exhale, lower the knees, sit back, Balasana. Really nice, guys. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Now we'll inhale, lift back up into tabletop, curl the toes under, hover the knees if you'd like. Maybe you don't want to hover the knees today. You can just put the knees down. If they're hovered, just a couple more breaths. And we can exhale, lower, and then walk the hands towards the knees, coming into our yogic little toe stand. And then let's lower the knees, walk the hands out. And then step the left foot over, pivot the knee, and we'll come into our gate pose on the other side with both the arms up to sky. Notice how the energy feels with the arms reaching up. And then exhale, bring that hand down over the extended leg, reaching up for sky with the opposite arm. Send the hips forward. Create space in the heart. Maybe that hand comes to the hip. Inhale, reach for sky. And exhale, bring that hand down to the floor. Opposite arm reaching for the sky. And then bring that hand to the hip. Or reach it up for sky. Just noticing the energy in the body. The energy in the room, and our effects of our energy on the room, and the room on our energy. Reach the hand up for sky so it's on the hip, and now float both hands up. Inhale. Good. Exhale, fold forward, walking the hands out far, far, far. Maybe the forearms even come to the floor, but that right hip is stacked over the right knee. Maybe the head comes to the floor, that forehead. Maybe this isn't how you want to spend your energy at all, and you can bring your knees into meet and find puppy pose. Now let's inhale, exhale. On your next exhale, wherever you're at with the breath, walk the hands back towards the knee, and then pivot on the heel of that, or the on the ball of that extended leg. Bring the hands down. It's in the right leg back, or maybe it's to your left. Plank pose. Let's inhale. And then however you want to move into your child's pose, maybe you want to move through your vinyasa, or maybe you want to sit right back into child's pose. We'll meet in balasana, child's pose. Feeling the energy in the heart center, maybe imagining it as a light that expands out and draws back in with the breath. And now let's glance up at the hands. Let's lift our seat, curl the toes under, lift up to downward facing dog. And then we'll step both feet forward, however long you want to spend in downward facing dog, it's your choice. But we'll meet in our mountain pose. Maybe you want to fold and bring that heart to the thighs. And then find your downward, or find your Tadasana, your mountain pose. You can bring the arms up and then float them down, finding mountain pose. Let's roll our shoulders back. Bring your hands to heart center, focusing our energy in. Maybe the thumb knuckles again come to the sternum. We'll inhale. Exhale. Inhale together again. And this time on our exhale, we'll step our right foot back. Let's pivot the right heel down. So the right foot, so the toes are facing the long edge, and straighten that front leg. And then bring our arms out like a T. And then bring our hands to our hips, and then exhale. Let's bend that front leg. Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. You can roll the shoulders back, maybe shift the shoulders over the hips, opening up the hips, sending that left knee to the side so you can see that big toe. And now checking in, how does it feel with the hands on the hips? Maybe we inhale and bring our arms out with our gaze past that front middle finger. And exhale, bring our energy in. And with our awareness on our own energy, on our space, on our mat, decide whether you want to inhale and extend the arms, or if you want to keep the arms in with the inhale, and we'll bring our energy and our awareness deeper within. Now, wherever your arms are at, let's straighten that front leg and bring our arms together above the head. Palms meet, glance up at the thumbs. And then exhale, bring the arms out like a T with that leg straight. Exhale, reach forward, and then hinge at the waist, coming into Trikonasana. And it's not about how far down that left hand goes, but rather just opening the heart and the chest. And again, let's see how that feels with that lifted hand on the hip. Sometimes when we're anxious, our energy feels like it's all over the place. So it can be helpful to bring our energy in by physically keeping our limbs close to the midline, close to the body. With that being said, let's inhale and reach the arm up if it was on the hip. And then maybe lift that left arm up. And then we'll inhale, come back with our arms out like a T. Let's pivot the left foot towards the long edge. Exhale, bring the hands to the hips, and then we'll fold forward with Prasarita Padottanasana, our wide-legged forward fold. Maybe you keep a flat back. Maybe you fold a little deeper with the chest towards the thighs. You can bend the knees a lot or a little. The hands can be under heart center, or maybe they're out towards the ankles. So find your variation in your expression. Find the way that you want to expend your energy today. Enjoying the benefits of an inversion giving fresh blood to the body. Let's inhale. And then on our next exhale, let's find halfway, a flat back. Maybe hands on the hips, or if the fingertips can reach the floor, you can stay the hands on the floor. Let's inhale. And then exhale, bend the knees. Let's come all the way up. You can lift the hands above the head. And then exhale out to the side. Let's pivot the feet forward towards the front of the mat and rise up to mountain pose. Exhale, roll the shoulders back when you get there. Inhale. Exhale. Let's reach our hands up for sky. Come onto the balls of the feet if that feels good, and then lower back down, and we'll exhale, fold Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold Uttanasana. Inhale, let's step both feet back, Palakasana. We'll meet in our downward facing dog. So if you want to move through Bhujangasana, or maybe upward facing dog, we'll see you in Adho Mukha Svanasana. However you want to get there, your choice. And then a couple breaths here, downward facing dog, or maybe you're in puppy pose, or maybe you're in child's pose. We'll be here a couple breaths. If you're in puppy pose, lift up to downward facing dog. If you're in child's pose, do the same. We'll meet in downward facing dog. And then we'll step that right foot forward and pivot that left heel down. So we're coming into warrior two on the other side. And then we'll straighten that front leg, bring the arms out like a T. And then exhale, bring the hands to the hips, checking in, holding shoulders back, opening up those hips as much as is comfortable, offering a slight bend in that front knee so we're not completely straight. And let's inhale, float the arms out. And then bring the arms above the head, glance up at the thumbs. And then exhale, bring the arms out. Let's bend that front knee, find our warrior two, maybe glance past those front middle fingers, that front middle finger, maybe you don't have two middle fingers. And then inhale, straighten, bring the hands together. Exhale, arms out like a T. Reach forward with that right hand. Then exhale, hinging at the waist. Trikonasana. Opening up the chest center, maybe even bringing that left hand to that right shoulder, flipping it across the chest as a physical cue to open up the heart and the chest. Inhale. And then exhale, slowly rise up to the arms extended. And exhale, bring hands to hips. Let's pivot that right foot again. So our toes are facing the long edge. Let's bring our heels in so the toes kind of point towards the corner. Then exhale, Utthakata Konasana, or goddess squat. Inhale, we can bring the arms out like a T, or we can bring that energy in to heart center. Maybe you want to lift those heels off the ground. Maybe you're like, yep, not feeling that today. You can lower the heels down. Maybe you want to bring the arms up and out. There's lots of things we can do here. So just find how you want to expend your energy. That's what this is about. There's no judgment. There's no better. There's no not as good. It just is. Okay, we're just ising today. We're being today. And then let's inhale, straighten the legs, reach up for sky. Exhale, bring the arms out like a T. Pivot the feet for our Utthita Tadasana, extended mountain pose. Then inhale, come together, mountain pose. Inhale, reach up for sky. Exhale, bring the arms out wide and the feet out wide, extended mountain pose, Utthita Tadasana. Bend the knees, come back to Tadasana. Inhale, fold the arms up for sky. Exhale, bring the legs wide, Utthita Tadasana, inhale. And exhale, bring our hands to our hips. Let's pivot our feet forward, coming into our runner's lunge. So maybe the left foot's forward. We'll bend that right leg. You can keep the right knee or we'll straighten the right leg. You can keep the right knee lifted or you can lower it down. So find what feels best for you, and then we'll reach our arms up for sky. Then back to heart center. Then reach them up for sky. Then exhale, interlace the hands behind us. Pull the hands down and back, lift the heart, lift the chest, and let's exhale, fold forward, a variation of our humble warrior. That right knee is lifted or it can be lowered. Maybe that gaze is towards the navel. Now inhale, let's lift the heart, keep those hands together if we can. If that knee is lowered, maybe lift that knee. And exhale, release the hands, maybe inviting them to just float effortlessly up to the sky. We'll bring our palms together. Exhale, bring hands to heart center. And inhale, float up. And exhale, sweep the hands down to frame that foot. Let's bring that left foot out to the side. That right leg is lifted still. Maybe both hands are on the inside of the left foot. You can lower down that knee, come to the top of that foot, and invite that left knee out to the side. We're just opening up kind of into our lizard pose. So your leg is out, dropping that hip. And you can bring both hands down if you'd like, or you can offer a little twist with one hand over. And we'll inhale and exhale. One more inhale. And exhale, bring that knee back to center. Both hands on the inside of that foot. Let's lift that right knee up if it was lowered. And then we'll send our left foot back. Exhale, lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Good, guys. Exhale back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now from our downward facing dog, maybe we send that right foot to the sky. You can bend the leg if you want. Stack the hip by sending that right knee to the sky. Chunk underneath that left armpit. Maybe you see the foot. Keep that left leg reaching for the floor, that foot. And then exhale, bring that right leg to the floor. And we can inhale, float the left foot up. Then bend the knee, stack the hips, check for that foot underneath the right elbow or the right armpit. There it is. And exhale, float the foot down. Good, and let's step the right foot forward, coming into our runner's lunge on the other side. So we can lower that knee or we can keep it lifted. And we'll bring our arms up for sky. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, reach our arms up. Exhale, bring the hands behind us, maybe interlace the fingers, pull those hands away. That left leg can be lifted, or if you want to lower that knee, you can. And then we'll exhale, humbly bow forward for a variation of humble warrior. Couple more breaths. Let's inhale, lift the heart, lift the chest, pulling those fingers away, those hands away. Pull the knee up maybe if that feels okay on the body, if it was lowered. And then exhale, release the hands. Float them up to sky. Or allow them to float up for sky. Bring the hands to heart center. And then back up. And then exhale, bring the hands down on the inside of the right foot, and then pivot that right foot out to the side of the mat. I'll come here so you can see a little better. That left knee lifted or lowered, right knee out to the side. Hands can be on the inside of the foot, or maybe that right hand presses that knee away. We can twist if we want. Lowering the left knee or keeping it lifted. Pressing that left hand into the floor if you're doing the twist. If both hands are on the earth, just bringing that awareness in. Lizard pose. And exhale, bring that foot to the floor, bring that knee back to center. If you want to lower that left knee, you can. We'll lift the heart. Inhale. And then send that right foot back. We'll come into our plank pose. Inhale. And let's exhale. Float the shoulders forward just a little bit over the wrists. Lower down the knees. Bring the tops of the feet to the earth. And then sink those hips down. Kind of a variation of our upward facing dog. Send the pelvis down. Lift the heart. Stretching out the fronts of the legs. Inhale. And then exhale. Let's curl the toes from the hips up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. And then let's inhale, step forward, Uttanasana. Let's inhale. Exhale, curl up into our little ball, coming onto the balls of the feet again. And let's tuck everything in, maybe the forehead to the knees. The hands can hug the shins in, turning our gaze inward. Taking refuge here. And then exhale, let's walk the hands beside the feet and then kind of behind us. Then exhale, lower down onto the seat. We can walk our hands back. And let's come into reverse tabletop. Lift the hips, hands underneath the shoulders, feet into the floor, maybe below those knees. Taking a moment to find what feels best for you. Let's inhale, maybe drop the head back. And then exhale, bring the chin in and lower the seat down. Inhale, press up, lift the hips, bring the head back. If this isn't too hot on the shoulders, just lower down and come onto your forearms. You can do it like this. So come like this and then just lift. Okay, so there's options. If that still doesn't feel good, then come into boat pose. So wherever you're at, just moving with the breath. If you want to move through the reverse tabletops, maybe you want to sit in your ball and find some refuge. One more wherever you're at. Your exhale lowers you down. And then we'll bring our feet towards the glutes. The arm can come around the legs again. Exhale, tilt the chin into the chest. And find some stillness. Inhale, lift the head, bring the knees out to the side. The soles of the feet come together. We'll come into our Baddha Konasana. So maybe you want to stay seated. If you'd like to come onto your back for Supta Baddha Konasana, then just bring your knees together first and then lower down. It's a little gentler on the back. So if you're in Supta Baddha Konasana, lie down, bring the soles of the feet together. If you would rather stay seated, then bring the soles of the feet together. Wherever you're at, feeling the breath, feeling connected to the earth, whether it's sits bones and the entire back and the feet, or if you're seated, maybe just the feet and the sits bones. You can roll the shoulders back. If you're seated, and exhale, float the heart towards the feet. Not straining here. There's no goal to be near the feet or away. We're just bringing awareness to our body, to our breath, and finding that clarity of mind. We'll inhale again. Exhale, maybe sigh out the mouth. And if you're lying down, just remain connected to that breath and remain on your back. If you're seated, we'll just float those shoulders back to stack over the hips. For those of us that are seated, let's bring the knees together, and we can bring the feet out in front. We can set the palms up if we want to bring in a little more energy, or we can set them down if we want to ground a little bit. And then with our heels on the floor, we'll just float back as if the spinal column were a strand of pearls, just placing one pearl at a time on that earth below us, being really mindful of our movements. And exhale, coming onto our backs. We can extend our legs long. We'll pause here in Shavasana. Let's exhale, bring those knees into the chest, Apanasana. Coming into a little ball again, maybe bringing the upper back off the floor, then nose touching the knees, maybe the forehead to the knees. You can roll around like a little ball if you want, or if you want to keep that lower back on the earth, you can bring the knees apart and keep them together. We'll just roll around that low back a little bit, bringing some circulation into the back. Inhale. Exhale, let's extend the left leg long. The right leg can stay into the chest. And now we can bring our right arm out like a T to the floor beside us, and then bring the left leg, or the right leg, excuse me, across the left so it's over to the side. And maybe you rest it on a pillow. I should have mentioned that before. Don't you all get up, it's okay. But be mindful of maybe noticing how it feels with that hip and the knee alignment, just noticing how it feels in the body, if that knee is on the floor, if it's lifted a little. Maybe gaze over to that right hand, if that feels okay on the neck, or just gaze up towards the sky. Twisting here, allowing our body a little support to digest, not only physically, but emotionally, spiritually, and mentally here with our twist. Couple more breaths. And then exhale, let's bring it back to center. Pause with that knee into the chest. Maybe bring it out to the side just a little bit. And then extend the right leg long. Feeling the spine come neutral again. Exhale. And then we'll inhale, draw that left knee into the body, into the chest. And then when you're ready, on an exhale, send the left knee across the body over to that right side. That left arm can come out like a T behind you. Just being mindful, like I said, on the other side of how that knee feels, if it's close to the floor all the way, or if it's lifted a little bit. Sometimes I use my hand on that side to just support it, like my fist under the knee. Finding some stillness here and bringing our awareness to our energy once again and how it feels in our body. And in your next exhale, let's bring that left knee back to center and hug it into the chest. And then when you're ready, release that leg nice and long. Invite those shoulder blades to rest on the floor. The heels are heavy. Finding our final resting pose, Shavasana. Releasing any control of the breath, not trying to change the breath in any way, just letting it be. Releasing breath, releasing any effort, and our final resting pose, Shavasana. Reminding yourself that there's nowhere you need to be and nothing you need to do. Just rest here and letting go of the awareness of breath. Brahmacharya. Each and every act and thought is an outflow of energy. Brahmacharya means to expend our energy on activities that are conducive to the attainment of self-realization. Softening the low back, the mid back, the upper back. Letting the arms and the legs become heavy. Just letting go of that effort and the energy. Relaxing your faces. Relaxing the chest. The Quiet World by Jeffrey McDaniel. In an effort to get people to look into each other's eyes more, and also to appease the mutes, the government has decided to allot each person exactly 167 words per day. When the phone rings, I put it to my ear without saying hello. In the restaurant, I point at chicken noodle soup. I am adjusting well to the new way. Late at night, I call my long-distance lover. Proudly, I say, I only use 59 today. I saved the rest for you. When she doesn't respond, I know she's used up all her words. So I slowly whisper, I love you. 32 and a third time. After that, we just sit on the line and listen to each other breathe. Brahmacharya. How do we want to expend our energy? To whom, for whom are we saving our words? May we use this time as we are finding new ways and adjusting to a different way for a while of how and where we expend our energy, that we can just take some time to be still enough to lovingly and with self-compassion just observe and look at how we spend our energy without judgment, not labeling as right or wrong or good or bad, but just noticing and then maybe considering where we want to allot our words. I saved the rest for you. Without rushing, with mindfulness and awareness, with gratitude for the ability to do so, gently roll over to one side and pause. Feeling your energy in your body on your side. And then when you're ready, if you'd like to come to a seat, if that's how you want to spend your energy, maybe you want to stay on your back or on your side. I invite you to find a comfortable seat. Observing the body from feet to head. Just resting your hands maybe on your lap, palms up. To maybe release some energy or palms down to ground. Maybe you want to bring your hands to heart center and just notice the beating of your heart in your chest. Om Shanti. 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 Om Peace. 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 Thank you, everybody, so much. I'm going to stop the recording, but I'll still be here in the room.